welcome back to the Fish Room, people, and thank you so much for clicking on the video, checking it out and watching it, and even liking and subscribing throughout. Now, I had a crazy day yesterday. Power went out, storm came through, the fish room was completely dead for, not dead, the fish weren't dead, I shouldn't say that, but we had no power, nothing to this room. Now, with emergencies like that, there's only so much you can do, and this is literally me speaking from just straight experience from the past 12 hours. The fish room had no power for 12 hours. You guys are going to see fish that aren't even on the channel right now because this is a pretty serious thing for me. I actually ended up losing one angelfish out of the 75, which you guys know that I have and you are aware of that. But you didn't know that I had the arowana as far as, like, you know, live streams go. I've shown him on live streams, but there's no actual video introducing him to the fish room along with all of the fish in the 75 down here. So this means, because the power went out, in 12 hours, my tanks just lost control. And I don't know why. I think it's probably because I had no filtration, no air or anything. I did everything that I possibly could to get air in here. I wasn't too worried about the, you know, the heater or anything, because I could just add water to kind of warm the tanks up, even though that it's not ideal, but it still does the job. So we're currently doing the water change on the 75. We did the 75 change on the planted aquarium. The plants aren't looking good at all. They kind of, just in 12 hours, they kind of like, I'm just stressed. They kind of got brown. The arowana's tank was completely out of whack, and I'm going to show you now. I can't really show you him, but I can show you like what's going on over here. Now, I did all the water stuff for the testing for the nitrate and nitrite and ammonia and everything. The numbers aren't good, and these numbers, I test this every week, and it sounds kind of crazy and maybe a little bit extreme to be doing that every week, but I'm super anal about the condition of my tanks and like my fish's condition. I want to make sure that they're all living fine. They ain't stressed, there's no diseases, everything is fine as far as pH and ammonia and everything else in the tank. So I'm going to spin this around and I'm going to show you what just happened in 12 hours. What is cracking, people? Welcome back to the fish room. My name is Noisy, aka Sean, or however you want to say it, Sean or Noisy Aquatics, one of the two. So I actually recorded a full video about the power outage. We have power back now, as you can see. All of the tanks are now getting maintenance work done because the main concern was the arowana tank. You guys don't really know much about the arowana tank. Well, you kind of do because of live streams, but I haven't actually uploaded a video of me putting him in the tank, going fish shopping, which I promise will be uploaded next week. Jeez, I just completely messed up. Oh no, that's so much water just went all over the floor. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna put you guys right here. You guys like to see like actual footage happening? Well, you're seeing right now that I just flooded the floor because my clip came out. Oh my goodness. All right, we're back. We're good, I think. Now this is gonna be completely unedited for a reason. I actually had some stuff happen. There's so much water on the floor. And there's no towel. Great, that's lovely. Hopefully that doesn't pop out again. But anyway, like I was saying, I had a full video that was edited and it didn't want to upload, and goodness. Oh, okay, we're back. So yeah, this video is obviously completely unedited. Because I've had issues with the computer, not with the computer, but every time I upload something, it kind of does this HDR thing and my computer like corrupts the file. And I don't know why, I have to figure it out. So yes, we had a power outage. All of the tanks were mainly this one, not all of them, but mainly the arowana tank was completely out of whack. Like my ammonia was super high, the nitrate was super high, the nitrite was super high, all in like 12 to 15 hours. This tank bottomed. Arrow wasn't doing so good. He's a lot better today, which is great. So this is, like I said, this is a raw video. There was an edited one and it was all fancy, but I just need to get this out here for you guys. But the main reason why I made it is because like I literally lost some angelfish through the power outage. It sucked, but it is what it is. Like, I have a thumbnail made, I have a whole full video edited, but it just got corrupted and I couldn't upload it. So this is the video, unfortunately. Right now, Arrow is literally getting a tank change, because that right there is nitrate. Nitrate? Yeah, it's nitrite, sorry. It's super purple, it's bad. It's like in the 5s, I think, or something like that. It's not good. We obviously never want to see that. So we're just currently giving him a big water change. He is fine, like I said, he's doing a lot better. If I seem like I'm a bit flustered, it's because I literally just flooded the fish room, and now his tank's at 80 because I had too much water in there. And now, as you can see, I created this big glass bubble in the sand, but we'll fix that. Yeah, the floor's flooded. I kind of pushed some out of it. So that happened. The power came back on yesterday, I think, or something like that. So right now we're pretty much just doing some water changes, making sure our maintenance is completely taken care of. This tank is done. I did that earlier. Her tank, sorry, not her tank's over here. Her tank is obviously fine, because I don't know, I guess her tank's just far, superior than mine. The Peacock tank, which again you guys don't know about, that one was kind of bottomed out. That one has changed. I did all the water on it. The planted tank, everything, you guys don't know about this, but you will shortly. It's starting to kind of die, and the fish room kind of bottomed out for a little bit, but we're getting back on track. Arrow's looking great, which is fantastic. The angels are back to being normal, even though we did lose some. The fish down here, which you guys don't really know about, which is the bichir eels and stuff, they're doing a lot better. The lady came in here earlier this morning and did the poop and stuff and did a water change as well, so they're cool. Again, I apologize that I didn't actually upload a fully edited video, but I kind of just got to do what I can in the times that we're kind of in. So it sucks that the full video that I edited wasn't able to be uploaded, but I went through all of his tank stuff, like all of his tank parameters, and they were all out of whack. I don't know why they were out of whack for how long the power was off. That's kind of weird to me. But some people might just comment saying, well, if your tank was that out of whack, it's been out of whack for a while. It's false, because like a couple of weeks ago I literally did the same test and everything came back ace, and it was just completely fine. So literally in this many hours, the tank decided to just bottom out and literally just go to poop, really. So we're almost done with the water change, as you guys can see. Like, he's almost done. I'll introduce this tank to the channel next week, I promise you, but I've just been very highly stressed with this fish room and the power outage. I was genuinely freaked out. Like, I was in here blowing air into the water with a tube for like a solid 30 minutes. Obviously not blowing into it for 30 minutes, but I was in here for 30 minutes blowing water into each of the tank because I was that worried. And I know people are going to say, well, you can buy a battery powered pump. Yes, you're correct, you can do that. Or you can go out and buy a generator. You can also do that. Like, that's like $700-800. Unfortunately, me and the lady just don't have money to just splurge and getting a machine like that to help us out. So luckily enough, we survived it. The fish survived. We just had some losses in the angel fish tank. As far as that goes, I'm going to try and do my best here to get everyone back to speed, back up to date. And luckily enough, we didn't have that many losses. My main concern, it sounds dumb, my main concern was Arrow, because I know that he isn't exactly the hardiest fish in here. Everyone else in here is very, very hardy. He is very finicky, but just because of the breed of arowana that he is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the update. Sorry if it was pretty raw and I messed up on the edits, and you kind of saw me just flood the floor. I'm just stressed. So we're good. The fish room's back to normal. We got the power on. The tank is almost filled up, which is great. I'm gonna go shut the water off, but I'll be uploading a fully edited video next week for you guys. That is me introducing the Arrow introducing the Arrow to the fish room. So on that note, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys for the love and the support in the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. Just don't flood your fish room like I just did, because obviously it happens to everybody. Luckily enough, like, I didn't overfill it. I just flooded it because of this bloody hose just likes to kind of pop out here and there, and the clam isn't exactly the best. So we are out of here. I appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for the support. I'll see you next week in another video, and probably tomorrow or maybe tonight for a live stream. We'll see. So what did I do to prevent further more damage to the fish room? And I won't lie to you, there's really nothing more I could have done from the point of like literally blowing bubbles into the tank for like 5 minutes. Like I was literally beside one tank for 5 minutes. I'd scoot over to the next one. I would blow air into the water. I don't know if it helped. I don't know if it even could help, but at the end of the day, a fish needs an air stone, okay? Like, you know, I know certain fish don't need an air stone, like betta fish don't really need an air stone or anything like that. But the big fish and the expensive fish 100% need air. So many people are probably going to be watching this video thinking, well, you could have asked the neighbor for power, or you could have done this and done that. Well, this whole block was like just without power for a very long time. I could have gotten a generator. Yes, you're correct, but I did not have the funds to go drop $700-800 on a generator, you know, and then just run extension cords. Trust me, I've done this before in my old house that I had all my fish in. I did that. I had a generator. I ran like maybe 4 or 5 extension cords down to the basement and hooked up the power strips, and then it was fine. Like the fish room was, it had power, everything was working. At the end of the day, like when something like this happens, there's only so much you can do. Now, if you're rich or have savings or have money to go blow on something like that, then yeah, I would say I recommend 100% do it. But at least now I know for the future that we should probably invest into a generator or installing a Generac outside, which I can do. I was licensed to do that. We can install a Generac to the main house, which feeds the fish room that's in the backyard. As far as like the temperature of the water goes, it didn't really change that bad. I think it actually went up more than down because this room gets very hot because of where it's located in the yard and how like it's insulated it's insulated very well, like pretty much. Like, but the main door that comes in, the big garage opening door, that thing radiates heat. It's about 77 in here now. I think it's about like maybe 85 outside. So the fish room now is completely fine. All the temps for the tanks, they're a little high. Like the angelfish are at 80. I think the pea puffers are at 78. Arrow, I think, is ran about maybe 79 or something like that. And then the fish that you don't know about, but the peacocks down here that you guys haven't seen yet, which I will do a video on soon. I just needed to get this video out because it was hard for me, you know, to realize that my fish are pretty much suffering right now. And it sounds really silly and really stupid, but when you are in this hobby and you spend the money and the time and the passion to really advance on something that makes you happy, and they're literally living things. I wouldn't say they're the same relation to a dog or a cat or something like that, but to me they are. Like these are my pets. These are pretty much my kids. It's, like I said, it sounds dumb, but if you've been doing this hobby for a long time or you just got into it, you know the connection that you have to the fish that you keep. And for me to realize that these guys are going without everything that they need to survive in the water in my room, it's a pretty big deal. So, you know, I was just blowing water inside, blowing water, not blowing water, but I was blowing air into the water to try to kind of help it, because Arrow, by like maybe like the 4th hour, he was starting to gulp a little bit. That's a huge indication that there's not enough, you know, oxygen or CO2 in the tank. He's kind of, you know, starving for air. He's kind of like choking out. So he is a lot better now, and I honestly, it's a huge relief that I was able to just kind of get through this time. And like I told you before, with the temperature, it wasn't too bad. I think I was adding maybe cold water into the tank to kind of like maintain like a steady level. It did fluctuate a lot up. I think the tanks were like at 81 when I got in here. 81's not bad, and I know it doesn't sound a lot to people, but it is to a fish. Like if they're used to being at 78, a couple of like degrees change in water temp could possibly harm them. I'm not saying it will 100%. It could possibly, because they're used to the parameters that you have when you have power and you have all of your equipment running to maintain the tank to the correct levels. I'm not too fully sure that like in like that 12 hours made that tank that bad, but a couple of days ago that tank was not that bad. When I came in, like I said, when the power went out, the fish were kind of still. They weren't really doing anything, and I know that because the tank's silent. There's no water movement, there's no air, so they're kind of just chilling. But Arrow was pretty much he was in a pretty bad state, and I just had to act quick. And like, I can't believe that I was in here for like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, blowing water, blowing, you know, O2, CO2, O2, air, whatever you call it, like into the tank. Sorry if I can't really talk. I'm just like, I'm just stressed, you know. So we only had one casualty, and obviously I will replace that fish soon. I'm just very thankful that like all of the fish pretty much survived. So the peacocks are doing great. You know, arrows now fine. The pea puffers are out, coming and chilling around. If you're worrying about why the pea puffer tank looks a little bit tan, it's because if you do your research, they actually do prefer a little bit of tannins in the water. So we try to maintain that tannin in the water for them, and tannin isn't bad for your fish. So don't worry. I mean, people are probably going to disagree with that, but I'm just going off personal preference. I know what my fish like, and that is a good, healthy home to the tank parameters that they like. So I'm sorry that this wasn't the upload that you were expecting. I know we said that it was going to be the arowana adding. I will upload that maybe next week. I just wanted to get this video out because it was huge and it was a big deal, and it did stress me out a lot, and we did lose a fish. So I'm sorry if this wasn't the video that you saw, but I appreciate you watching it and tuning in. Hopefully the arowana tank will actually get back up to speed here soon with the tank parameters. But again, I appreciate you guys so much, and ladies, for watching the video. If you have any questions, if you want to drop some advice maybe for future, you know, videos, or like future advice for when this could happen again, I would greatly appreciate it. So on that note, I'm out of here, and we will see you next week, or we'll probably see you today at some point. Later on, we'll probably do a live stream and hang out for a little bit. So I'll see you soon. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.